Hello, I'm Dan Toppy and welcome back to another brand new Fortnite video. Today I'm bringing you a video talking about my top 3 theories about what the crack in the sky actually is and about everything that happened yesterday in the rocket launch event. If you haven't been able to see it yet, make sure you are checking out my gameplay footage that I uploaded yesterday. I had a great view of it and it shows everything that happened. There was all sorts of weird things with it portaling around and teleporting across the map before it finally shot up and made the massive crack in the sky, so make sure you are checking it out so you know what I'm talking about now. But in game now we have the huge crack in the sky, and there's loads of theories going around about what they could be. The main theory that was going around before, mainly just because of all the big channels were covering this, and this is what they believed. I didn't think it was the right theory, but they all thought that the rocket was just part of a set, and all the characters like Omega and the Visitor were all just characters in this film that they were filming in the map. This was obviously wrong because it wouldn't have happened as it did yesterday. We wouldn't now have this massive crack in the sky, and now we have loads of new theories about what it could be and how it could link into Season 5, which is coming in just a few days' time. I haven't talked about this before, but Season 5 will begin on July the 12th at 8 AM GMT. So as the event that happened yesterday is so close to the start of Season 5, people are thinking that it's most likely linked into either the theme of the season or just a storyline that's going to run through it. Some of these theories that I'm going to talk about are very common ones online at the moment. Everybody's talking about them on Twitter, but I just wanted to let you know about them. And a couple of them are a bit different, ones which I've come up with, that I think are still possible and do still fit in with the storyline of the game. So I'm going to start off with number 3, which is probably the most unlikely, working my way up to number 1, which is the most likely theory that will be in the game. So number 3 is that the portals are just simply allowing you to teleport locations, and it isn't anything to do with time travel or anything like that. One thing that supports this is that over near Lonely Lodge, right on the entrance to the main building, a portal has opened up which does look like it is some sort of teleporting, or it could be a time travelling portal, but that doesn't really work for this theory. But it does look very similar to the ones which opened up mid-flight, where it did teleport around the map before it did create the big crack in the sky. And from what we could see, all these portals were doing was allowing it to teleport position. Nothing actually happened with time travel there. All it did was move from one part of the map to another really quickly, just vanishing and then reappearing. So what my theory is that we could use this portal that's over near Lonely Lodge and also the main one in the sky if we could find a way to fly up there. Maybe we could add some new vehicle in which we could get up there to it, and we could go through it and find ourselves in a new second map that they could be adding into the game. I think this would be a great way for them to bring it in. Knowing Epic, they wouldn't just add it in as an update. They'd definitely do some big event for something like that. Just like they've done with the rocket, this would be a perfect example of how they would work it into the game. And we could pass through these portals and turn up in a different map, in a completely different environment. Then once you have done that, you'll then have that second map available to select and then start a game in once you have gone through that portal initially to get into it the first time. So that is theory 3, probably my least likely theory out of all of them. Theory number 2 is that Fortnite is actually just a game, just sort of like a show that we're all competing in, because if you look at how the crack in the sky is, it goes around in sort of like a dome shape, sort of like the whole map is being contained. I know there will be some sort of barrier containing the storm in there, but it does look like we're in sort of like a glass bubble. So if you think of it like that, the people in the rocket weren't actually escaping or attacking or running away to anywhere. All they were doing actually was just escaping out of this game they were locked into. If you think of it as something like the Hunger Games, or even going further back, something like the Truman Show, that's a really old film where a guy was born into this world where everybody was watching as part of a 24-hour TV show. If you think of it as something like that, then it does make sense, especially when you look at things like the control room in the bunker over near Salty Springs. This looks like some sort of secret TV production room, and when you take the theory of there being underground tunnels and bunkers all the way around the map, this could be the way that the people running it move around the map and get to all these control rooms to monitor everyone in the game and control the storm and everything else to do with it to make the best show for everyone on the outside. This is definitely a very random theory, and for it to be true, all these tiny little things in the game would have to be correct, but I'm only saying that it's more likely than number 3, just because number 3 is a bit simple. I think that if they were going to go to all the effort of doing this massive event and pull it off so well, it's definitely going to be something more detailed and more confusing than just a simple teleportation thing. And that's why this one comes in number 2 place. Moving on to the first place, which is exactly what everybody has been talking about online. It's definitely the most common theory out there, and that is that all these portals around the map, the big one in the roof, and also the one over near Lonely Lodge, are breaks in space-time. They allow people to move around through space and time through these portals, which act like teleporters, but allow you to change not only position, but the time that you are in the universe. This is something which everyone thinks is lining up with what we see in the Playgrounds trailer. In the Playgrounds trailer, we see the people building what looks like ancient Egypt. They're building pyramids and they're building the Sphinx. So this theory does line up with those possible Easter eggs, and it also lines up with the most likely and most commonly talked about theme that we have so far for Season 5, and that is that it's going to be a historic theme, going through all different eras of history. Obviously, we have the ancient Egyptian theory coming from the Playgrounds trailer that we saw. Also, in the in-game files, loads of people have been finding assets that point towards a Wild West theme. We can see all sorts of things like bikes and signs that you'd find in the Wild West. And they've also found new points of interest. So these locations around the map, most likely we'd see new cities being made, places being renamed and completely changed, because something called Athena point of interest has been found in the game files. So obviously Athena is a Greek god, so this would obviously make sense in a historic theme for Season 5. Obviously though, this could just be a project name that the developers chose to try and throw everyone who was looking through the files off what the theme is actually going to be, so it doesn't get leaked and ruined before it comes out. So going back to the big crack in the sky, I think this is what would be used to bring the new locations in. This would be used as the way that they alter the map, as this is the biggest one, and then you've got the smaller portal over by Lonely Lodge. I think this would be how they'd bring in all of the skins, all of the new characters for this theme, because obviously you have different characters for different themes, so they will fit into the storyline more accurately. So obviously, if this is a historic theme, Epic are definitely going to be making the most of the skins from this, because they are making loads of money just from skins alone, so they're going to make the most of these skins by putting in characters and real people from the past into the game that you can play as. And this portal over by Lonely Lodge would make sense for them to come through, as it is at ground level. If they came through the ones at the top, they'd just fall down. It wouldn't make any sense having them step through there into the future from where they came from, or possibly even some from the future. We could see the future and the past colliding together, but we'll just have to wait and see what the theme for Season 5 actually is when it launches. I'm sure it will get leaked before it does come out, which is really annoying, because I know in the past it has been really good to find out what the theme is on the day when it comes out, but I'm sure that it will get leaked a day or two before, as it always does whenever they put an update into the game. But like I said, these are just my top 3 theories. I do have other ones that a lot of other people have been talking about, like there being some sort of alien invasion, maybe a clash between the past and the future. So you've got the past with the people from Egyptian times and stuff like that. And then you've got aliens coming in through the portal in the ceiling or the big crack in the sky. But ultimately we're just going to have to wait to find out. It's not too long, it's about 11 days now until we do get Season 5 started, and I can't wait for it to come out. For Season 5, I really do hope that it is a good theme. This time it was good, but I do think that the Battle Pass wasn't as good as Season 3 was. I think a lot of the skins from Season 3 were a lot better than Season 4 was. But I think if they do go with the past theme, then we are going to have loads of good skins that are very varied. This time I feel like some of them just weren't that good, and a lot of people didn't care about them. But I think if they're all coming from the past, and they're all from different eras of the past, then every skin should be amazing and should be something that you really want to unlock. This time I feel like some of them, especially skins like Zoe, didn't really have any meaning, and you didn't really have any reason to want to unlock it, because it wasn't a very good skin. Back in Season 3 we definitely had better skins going all the way through it. Things like Dark Voyager, definitely one of the best skins in the game. You really wanted to unlock it and you really wanted to grind for it. But I want to know what you think about all of this. Let me know in the comments down below which theory you think is most likely. Let me know if you have any alternative theories, anything you think is more likely to happen. And also let me know what theme you'd definitely like to see going into Season 5. I think the most likely is going to be the past, just because of all the things we have found in the in-game files. But out of any possible theme, let me know what your favourite would be in the comments down below. But as always, I hope you did enjoy this video. If you did, please make sure to leave it a like. If you're new here, make sure you are subscribing for more Fortnite news and tutorials every single week. Also, if you haven't seen the gameplay, make sure you are checking it out at the end of the video on one of the end cards, because it's definitely something you don't want to miss. One of the biggest events we've ever seen in online gaming. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.